A lot of what we're doing with the business plan is really trying to fill in gaps of the law, or at least clarify what the law would already do. There's going to be a uniform commercial code and some other, whether it's judge-made law or statutory law, that's going to dictate what happens with a company, but it may not be what you want to have happen. So this gives you a little bit more control to kind of get away from what the standard might be into what's more particular for you. But a lot of times we're looking at trying to avoid bringing in the law. We're trying to avoid lawsuits. We're trying to avoid those disputes that are going to cost everybody a lot of money and take up a lot of time, and generally resolve with people being unhappy. So our goal is to get organized early on so that we can have some ease of resolution of issues later on. Yeah, I think with business owners, a couple of the main things that we like to think about is, even if you're a single owner entity, how are decisions going to be made? Because you might be single owner now and you bring on a business partner or a child or somebody else into the business with you, you don't think to update the documents. So even having a decision-making process early on is beneficial there. And also, how are you going to monetize your ownership down the road? If you have a business partner, is there a buy-sell that, when you want out, you have to offer it to them, they have the opportunity to buy before you can go public? Are we looking at doing key man insurance so that a spouse may be supported if something were to happen to you? And additionally, it'll head off, do you want to be in business with your business partner's children? That may not be something you want. So looking at business succession as well as dispute resolution and how decisions are made, those are some key elements that we consider. Generally, the biggest mistake would be being informal with it. We as attorneys aren't necessarily planning for when the sun is shining and everything is going great. That's the easy times. But a lot of times, even with that, you need to have that business plan so that it's clear on how you're going to be taxed. Are you going to be passed through on your individual returns? Is the entity itself paying taxation? Are you going to be getting a salary? Some of those questions need to be answered early on. But when we leave things informal, when we don't have a operating agreement for an LLC or bylaws for a corporation, we just create confusion, recreate questions that become really expensive to answer down the road by trying to be a little cheaper and easier on the front end in that informal process.